Hello, Terry here, and we're back with Mirage Noir. So last time that woman, that witch, she put us to sleep with a sleeping powder, which I think is a criminal act, but we'll ignore that. And now we, Vesper, have awakened from our dream. So I have to end the video back then because it has been too long. I thought the game will only be 60 minutes as the developer has estimated, but apparently it's longer than that. Either way, let's continue playing, shall we? When I carefully stood up on my own, I didn't lose my balance this time. Okay. A cold breeze engulfed my calves. I still wore a short woman's nightgown. I hoped to find something that could replace it, something that was warmer. Wait, you're wearing a woman's gown? Oh, that's cool. A simple wooden chair caught my attention. There was a messy pile of fabric on it. I found worn-out woolly pants, faded linen shirt, and thick slippers. Only a pair of long johns were somehow new. I quickly put on all the clothes. Much better. It was a good time to snoop around. You sure? Just as I suspected, the nearby was in fact a kitchen. It was bigger than the place I've slept in. There was a huge stove positioned right in the middle. Its warmness radiated through the whole building. Then I noticed some cupboards. Maybe I could find some food? I found some stale bread, but it was a good start. I was so hungry I didn't bother chewing it properly. It was a mistake. I started to choke almost immediately. Yeah, so this is the cool guy's cool cult. You got it? No? It's a bad pun, okay. This is the cool guy we found on the ice, and he almost died to a stale bread. There was a jug of water nearby, so I grabbed it quickly. I drank straight from the vessel to wash down the plug of food that got stuck in my gullet. When the crisis was averted, I rubbed my teary eyes. A small wooden door on the other side of the room caught my attention. How didn't you see that? My curiosity grew. I didn't wait long to satisfy it. It was a correct decision. There was a recess behind it filled with great treasure. Oh! The shelves bent under the weight of jams, pickled vegetables, cheese, and other delicious snacks. I was particularly drawn to a yummy-looking smoked ham. Heavens! I didn't think much and took a bite of a juicy-looking meat. No one was around, so I plunged my teeth deep into its firm structure. I didn't care if I got sick from eating too much. Oh no. It was a problem for the future me. No. I ate the meat until I satisfied my hunger. A nervous step on the window surprised me. Not long after that, the main door opened with a great ruckus. The sounds of furious footsteps reverberated through the room. It was accompanied by a sophisticated curse words. Soon I encountered an enraged face. Hello? Vienna stabbed me with her gaze. I didn't regret my decision. At least, I ate some meat. Even when she dragged me outside the pantry with the strength of an oath. What the freak are you thinking? Yeah, that's a very sophisticated curse word indeed. This food is supposed to help us last over the winter. You moron. You're going to eat only porridge with peas from now on. Oh no. Think before you act. I tried to put on a brave face. It probably wasn't wise to argue with her, so I remained silent. When I distanced myself from Vienna's scolding, my attention was shifted to a giant cat that quietly slipped into the room. It didn't pay attention to its master Ran. An angry Vienna certainly wasn't a rare occurrence. When the tirade was finally over, she took out a huge book out of the bag and threw it at me. The woman chased me out of the kitchen. I didn't want to add fuel to the fire, so I sat obediently on the bed and began to overview it. It was full of big colorful pictures with some inscriptions under them. Elementary book? I love the choice of the music for this one. Give me a break. It irritated me, but I didn't have much choice. I needed to maintain the web of lies I got myself into. Vienna occasionally peeked from the kitchen to check if I read the dang thing. My attention easily drifted away, and every time she noticed I lazed around, she would scold. This weird situation lasted for the whole afternoon. I was relieved when she finally got back to the room. A hope that she would finally let me off the book was a futile wish. Vienna still insisted I should read the book. I didn't really know why she did that, it was irrational. How could I learn the language without the knowledge of its proper pronunciation? She didn't intend to help me. It was weird. Help. She sat the chair and observed me calmly. Her fingers skillfully peeled the ripe apples. I continued my arduous task of flipping through the book. After a while, she approached me with a piece of the fruit. To my surprise, she finally took the book and flipped through its yellowish pages. Her slim fingers that peeled the apple just moments ago carefully followed the letters on the paper. She pronounced the words and tried to let me know that I should repeat them. I didn't want to humor her any further, so just ate the apple in silence. It was an irrational thing to do, but I couldn't help myself. I just didn't like Vienna and her authoritarian attitude. Because I ignored, she forcefully poked her finger between my ribs. I was startled, so I instinctively gave her an angry look. She just pointed her thumb at a beast that dutifully observed us. That's a good argument, Vienna. A very good argument. Vienna was the type that quickly resolved to violence if things didn't get her way. And annoyed, I started to pronounce the words after her. So, just repeat it. Her voice was tired. I did what she asked and meticulously repeated after her. Correct. Let's do it again so you can remember it well. That was it, my boiling point. I just couldn't take it anymore. We reiterated the alphabet over and over and over again for the past few days. Vienna ignored my suggestion that we should move on into something more complex. I tried to repeat her word or clumsily spell the names of objects around us. Is she tricking you? It didn't work. She just pinched my nose and made me focus on the alphabet again. I hated it. I hated it with passion. When I attempted to protest, she just cut my food portions. For a while, I thought I should just give in and accept her terrible methods. Today, I reached my limit. Let's just stop it. This is absurd. My voice was hoarse from spelling the alphabet. As I suspected, the silence hung in the air. I expected her to be confused. No, she's not. We can stop any moment, it all depends on you. The coldness of her voice chilled me to the bones. What? Her simple sentence paralyzed me. I shouldn't be the one who was surprised. This wasn't going as I planned. Sure. If you are thinking about what's going on right now, let me get this straight. From the very beginning, I know you were deceiving me. You know my language. Next time, don't try to influence someone when you leave yourself wide open. Amateur. She petrified me. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. She didn't look furious, just disappointed. I didn't try to smooth things up. I wasn't sure what your plans were against me, so I thought that if I'll play dumb, you didn't have to play an idiot. You are one already. There was a hint of anger in her voice. I was relieved. Indifference would be a dead end. Anger could lead to forgiveness, okay. Why would you play a mute person when you were communicating with me through telepathy in the first place? It doesn't make sense. I took you under my roof. I helping you, feeding you. That's how you repay me. With deception. I don't know what else I could do to earn your trust. I just don't get it. I'm furious with you, lad. She was right. I freaked it up right from the start. Now I have an offended person to deal with. There is only one thing I could do right now. I'm sorry. Huh? I'm sorry for what I did. I should put more faith into you. I really regret it. Will you forgive me? Oh, by the way, I haven't explained why the skip button is highlighted. That's because I checked the visual novel a bit to see how long will it still be, but I didn't look until the end, and I didn't read it at all, so I didn't know what would happen. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. She didn't accept apologies. Okay. Her look made me think Vienna wanted to have a prolonged argument. She hoped for a good fight. Instead, my apologies caught her at least a bit off guard. It took her a while, but when she finally spoke, her words were calm and carefully chosen. No, fight! You really have the audacity to act like that. Fine, I can give you one more chance. Don't you dare to deceive me ever again. If there's something you might want to tell me, speak of it now. Your cooking is terrible. What? What did you say? Vienna didn't finish her sentence, she stabbed me with her eyes instead. I just wanted to break the ice, but I overdid. Yeah, you do. I was really out of touch with reality. Well, I cooked just as my guests deserve it. Let's go back to the main topic, shall we? Is there something from your past that I should know about? I didn't feel comfortable with that question, but I knew that sooner or later it would be asked. Still, I wanted to ignore it. Nothing at all. I was surprised how dry my voice was. If Vienna was able to scout my mind, she should know that. What was her intention? Can I help you somehow with? She tried to say something, but I interrupted her. I knew where this was going. I'd albeit my mind is as blank as student heads before the exam. This was my second attempt at humor. Your jokes are terrible. Still, it's nice, but really nothing at all. That. My only memories contains a woman basked in a bright light. Her hair were white, just like mine, but you saw that, didn't you? True, this could be anyone. I have a friend who might help you though. No. She gave me a confused look, but it was fake. Yes, she was testing me. No, thank you. You don't even know what I'm trying to say. I know. You want to help me with regaining my memories. But I don't want to. Why? It was suspicious. If Vienna was able to see my memory of the mysterious woman, then she knew I had no memories. Vienna played a different game. She wanted to judge my character. For me, someone who was trapped in a prison that eats away your entity, dwelling on the past didn't make any sense. I was used to losing things significant for me. A blind pursuit of my past didn't mean anything. Instead, I wanted to focus on the present times. Yet, I should give her a satisfying answer. Maybe she would stop pestering me. I'm not sure if I wish to know who I was. I don't get it. She made a puzzled expression. I didn't sound sincere enough. Let's humor her then. There's probably a reason why I don't have any memories. Maybe I was a terrible person. I could be a killer, thief, tyrant, or something else. The girl remained silent. I wouldn't be happy to know that I was someone vile. Of course, it's not necessarily true. I could be a good or natural. If there is some meaning in my past, I'm sure destiny will find a way to remind me of it. I prefer to remain ignorant for now. What if you were rich? Oh no. What if you were rich? You can give me some money, aren't you? Or you had an easy life. I shrugged. I could also be in debt. There will always be some question, but I don't wish to know the answer. So you probably don't want to know why I know your name. Oh, yeah, that. I was stunned and she picked it up right away. Some things do concerns you after all. How do you know it then? I wasn't in the mood for games indeed. That's a secret. She smirked and she tried to tease me. I didn't hide my irritation. No need to pout. There's a mark right on your back, so I guess it might be her. It's in your back. Huh? Let me show you. Vienna left the room. She came back with two medium-sized silver mirrors. Her elbow wiped the dust from the slightly scratched surface. She gave me the smaller tile while she took the bigger one and stood behind me. The girl gently pulled down my collar. Vesper. The symbols were neatly engraved on the nape of my neck. I watched them cautiously and analyzed their style, bend, or space between the letters. There was something more to this shape. Something was hidden underneath it. Symbol itself taught me nothing, but a voice in the back of my mind nagged me. I've seen it before. But where? Does it remind you of something? I hesitated. Not really, but maybe it's for the best. Just like cattle. A deep displeasure radiated from her. I thought it was directed towards me. Sorry? You are marked just like the cattle. It's not very nice, isn't it? Hey, who knows? Probably it's a tattoo. That I choose on my own. Maybe you're right. Your past really should remain a mystery. It was a neat way to end her questions. Vienna perfectly crafted the whole conversation. I should be more careful. Yes, you should be. Girl boss gaslight gatekeep. That's Vienna. Dumbfounded, I just slowly observed the space in front of me. The seed of doubt was growing. Everything alright? Hello? She waved her hand before my face. Yeah, I'm just tired, sorry. You hungry? Looks like we are really done with this conversation. Always. I smiled as I buried my troubles deep. Okay, food. Oh, it looks strangely dark. You should visit my own. I love the lighting though. It's interesting to see. Shambira could help you with your mind skill. The girl persistently dwelled her opinion into me. Vienna stopped talking only when she bit another piece of meat and followed it up with some mashed potatoes. Oh, that's so nice. I wanted to stop those stupid questions that were coming out from her mouth. How come you're not fat? You eat like a pig. Oh, woo. She only rolled her eyes and continued her stream of food. They might come in handy, so if you want to stay here, you have to fulfill my request. I'm not going anywhere. Then get out, I have no use for you. She knew very well she has the upper hand here. I hated the fact I didn't have any leverage. Vienna wasn't joking. I wanted to properly establish myself in this unknown world. Maybe they are useful too. I just don't think your own can help me. To me, it's more like breathing, it comes naturally. You won't know it unless you try. I don't understand why you're so stubborn. That expression looks like she realized something about me. Vesper, your fears are irrational. If anything, harnessing your skill will help you deal with them. I stayed silent. Life has taught me I should use every possible strategy to succeed. Yeah, I can see that. You're a strategist. If you don't take care of your own business, no one will do it for you. Remember, I don't hide it. I'm keeping you here only because I want something in return. There is no room for altruism here, and I expect cooperation. You'll help me and I'll help you. I could tell she was serious. They were not the words of a plain country girl. They might sound like that. Life was tough after all, but there was something else. It made me curious. In general, I agree with you. I'm just tired, so I might be grumpy. I'll give it a try. I'm happy that we finally have an agreement. Nothing special happened this evening. It was already dark, so she urged me to go to sleep. The room I woke up from my slumber wasn't used for anything in particular. Vienna agreed I could stay in it for now. I didn't fall asleep right away. Irrelevant thoughts plagued my mind. Cold wind howled outside as the snow gently fell from the sky. I focused on its sound. Soon I drifted away, tricked by the ambient noise. Ah, sleeping. Waking up? Spring? We're just gonna skip a whole month? Sun finished the journey through the sky and its last rays were softly illuminating this land. Animals that were awake during the day prepared for their slumber. Nocturnals were ready for the hunt. An owl was hooting somewhere in the distance. It stretched its tail's wings. This was the moment when a young man with pepper white hair could be spotted as he walked through this harmonious area. His footsteps were slow, maybe even a little bit sluggish. He passed the forest while the evening colors got more blush and cold. With his every step, the silence firmly enveloped everything. Only the silent whisper of dancing leaf could be heard. Young man closed his eyes to embrace the faint sound of his surroundings. When he focused, he still could hear creatures that rummaged through the undergrowth. There was something else in the distance. Footsteps. Light, quick, and headed towards him. The man opened his eyes. His gaze hardened. People barely use this road at this time of the day. A fragile silhouette emerged from the dark. It was a child. A little girl with dark blonde hair dressed in an old outfit decorated with pretty embroidery. She clumsily ran towards the young man as she shouted something in his direction. "Hey, mister! Mister? Yeah? Oh, a new character, is it?" She tried to catch her breath. I love their clothes design, by the way. Yes? Good evening? You're just going to say good evening like that? What is it? Do you know where I can find the road that leads to Rothwell, huh? Her breathing was uneven. I'm afraid this isn't the right way. It's on the other side of the mountain. Oh dear, so I got lost after all. She was on the verge of tears. Oh no. Why are you heading there? I'm looking for my new home. My parents left me near Coldfield and told me to search for the Whisperer living in Rothwell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure your parents is abandoning you. The other girl got even sadder when she mentioned them. Yeah, sadly you went in the opposite direction. But don't worry, I'll help you. He smiled warmly. Really? Oh, she quickly raised her head. She's crying. The fast movement made her tears fall onto her cheeks. Really? I'm going to bring you there tomorrow, but for now let us rest in my home. It's only 20 minutes away from here. I'm living with a Whisperer too, you know. That's awesome. Thank you so much, mister. What's your name? Navioka, and you're mister? And you? Pretty, my name is Vesper. It's nice but a bit weird. Okay, I think my parents had a wicked sense of humor. The girl didn't catch the sarcastic tone in his voice, still innocent and uncontaminated with grown-up words. Let us head in this direction. He pointed the road. Hey mister, can I ask you for something? Sure, what is it? Can you carry me there on your shoulders? My legs are hurting. I was marching all day long. No problem at all. He knelt before her. Navoika approached him and turned her back so he could easily put her on his shoulder. She made a mistake. His rough hand firmly covered her small, lovely face. At first, she didn't know what happened. Whoa, what is happening? A few seconds later, her gray eyes were filled with fear. She struggled like a little bird that tries to fly away from its hunter. Nothing could help her as the man reached into his pocket. Short azure blade was hidden in his palm. Navoika didn't notice it, occupied by her attempt to escape. What? All that she felt was a sharp, fiery pain under her left shoulder. Warmness poured all over her tiny body. Whoa! Her blood painted the dress into the crimson redness. She wasn't a bad kid. She was just unlucky to be born in a large family that couldn't afford to feed everyone. The girl always helped her older brothers and sisters eagerly. The only bad thing that came to her mind was that scary dog she kicked when it attacked her. I'm so sorry, Father. I'll never do it again. Just please don't leave me here alone. Please don't. When her body finally collapsed, the man took his hand from her childish face. Now she was immersed in the eternal dream resting in her arms. What the frick, Vesper? He smiled lifelessly. His leg carried him from the tempered road into the soundless, dark forest. He wasn't in a hurry. The man wasn't worried about being noticed. People barely use this road at this time of the day. Almost no one, in fact. The silence of the forest was absolute. It went mute with the last silent breath of the light little girl. The man continued his march. The blackness of the night will soon devour their misty figures. When the man got home, Vina was asleep in her comfortable bed. She changed her position from time to time. He tried to move as quietly as possible. His throat was dry, so he blinked noiselessly into the kitchen to find some water. He drank it slowly without a haste. When the drink was finished, the man moved to the nearby room to get some rest. He sat on the bed and remained in the same position for a while. He fixed his stare in a non-existent point placed before him. When he finally snapped out of his trance, he took off his shirt. Back in the day, its colors were vivid, but now they were dim around the elbows. There were also traces of the forest ground cover. He threw it onto the pile where other dirty clothes were stored. His face was covered in dust, so he washed it in a bowl with clean water. He jumped when he heard a voice behind him. The silence of the house was shattered. You're late. Hello, Vienna. Nice dress. Oh god, you scared me to death, woman. You just killed someone to death? Or is it? I'm always late when I come back from your own place. Do you remember if I ever came home before dusk? Just change your clothes and go to sleep. You're noisy. Yes, ma'am. What? Hey, could you do the laundry tomorrow? I'm almost out of the clean clothes. You only wear them once and they get dirty right away. How on earth do you do it? Fine, I'll do it tomorrow. Good night. Sleep tight. The dark hid his hollow expression. Huh? What? Hey, I need an explanation of that. I need an explanation of what just happening. Don't... God. What was that? Well, that's another twist to this Mirage Noir. There has been so many twists twist in the story already. Oh god, what was that? So I guess that's all for Mirage Noir Prologue. It was a good visual novel, I must say. Yeah, it's only lacking on the, you know, the volume control. Sometimes it's too high, sometimes it's too low, but that's all. So I guess that's all for Mirage Noir. See you later then in my next video. Bye bye.